Yeah. I always do videos right after I do some water changes, because that's when I'm thinking about documenting any changes I'd made or any observations I want to share. It's just my thought process. Actually, I did my water changes, but the water's cloudy because I changed the cartridge in the marine land filter up top there, the bio wheel. And when I do that, it stirs up some shit. So I actually need to take that off and rinse it out. I'm just not going to do that this week. Hi, Ripley. So let's see. Alright, so this is the tank. I wanted to do a follow-up on the light change on this tank. Oh, hey, let's do a follow-up on the Eheim, too. Alright, so this is not an Eheim. It's running on a Fluval right now. The Eheim company was great. They were very helpful. They replaced the part for free. I didn't have to ship in my whole filter to get them to replace the part for me. They sent it. They did a follow-up to make sure the part worked. They were awesome. And it was still under warranty. So I just have trust issues with Eheim, and I already had the Fluval to run in the interim. So eventually I'll switch back to Eheim. It's, you know how fun it is to change all your tubing and all that. Yeah, well. Anyway, I like the Eheim. It's not the easiest thing to prime, but I love their cartridge. The way the interior is constructed is just so much easier to change and to clean and such. Lighting, right. This is the one that has the double bright LED strips that I got from Dustin's fish tank. Now, the plant growth, as you saw from that video, there was no problem with the plant growth in this tank. In fact, it was much better than what you're seeing now. It was up maybe 3/4 of the tank up. I wanted to see more growth in the swords, and I was using 3 LED lights, and I wanted to get down to 1. So that's why I switched out the light. I already went over this in that video. Sorry about that. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to tell you this. So when I first switched, the swords died even further back down. The stuff on the front right, I don't know what this stuff is called. Anybody? It's like a weed. It really is a weed. Kind of shrank. I mean, really, it shrank. It's so much closer to the substrate than it was. I mean, it's half its height. I guess it's getting plenty of light. I think it was happier with low light. The Anubias at first got pinholes, but it's healed up really nice. I know that's because we had a lot of light and I wasn't putting enough nutrients in the water. I know that. Once I started adjusting, the plants started recovering and recovering. The Java fern loves the light, but then it also loved not having the light. So it's kind of like I am seeing new growth in it, but I can't tell you that it's more than it was before. The swords, yes, after they shed their leaves, the swords were much, much happier. They're putting out a lot of nice, healthy new leaves, and I'm looking forward to seeing how tall that can get. The tank itself, visually, as you can see, that light is very bright. It's like daylight. I have not used the dimmer switches. I can. I'm just choosing to continue the process and see what I can accomplish with it before I just go, screw it, I need darker, you know. I did not get an algae problem. Although I can see the edges of the stuff on the right there. There's some algae. It's easy to wipe off. I just didn't. On the edges of those leaves. Yeah. But not on the glass or anything. Don't count on the bristlenose plecos to clean your glass. They don't. But I didn't need that. So, in spite of the brighter light, I didn't get much algae growth. So I can see some on the filter intake over there. That's kind of gross looking. Okay, we're playing the waiting game. I got a couple new swords in back from aquariumplants.com. Kind of a mistake, because the beautiful red flame that came in is covered in hair algae. Yeah, look at that shit. Yeah, Not happy with that. Um, yeah, I dosed this tank with Excel. It'll go away. I'm not. It's just kind of annoying that I paid for that, you know. So I've got a couple more swords because I want to see what happens. And yes, I do add fertilizer to the substrate, extra fertilizer, because I don't think there was nearly enough dirt in here to begin with. And I do use more fertilizer in the water than I used to because of the light. And the swords, tell you what, the swords that I had some excellent root growth. I mean, there was no pulling those suckers up without pulling up half the tank. So I wasn't concerned that they weren't going to come back after. What are you? Aw, she playing over there. Okay. Fish. So everybody's doing okay. I love my loaches. Love them. Looking forward to many more years with them. They're my babies. I am so glad I chose to do that. I wish I could give them a 55, but they're not, you know, that's it. This is what they have. The scissor-tailed Rasboras, you can see them. They're waiting for breakfast, actually. I tend to feed the Rasboras in the morning, and then I do algae wafers and or shrimp pellets in the evening, and then every third day I don't feed anybody anything. I don't know. The water quality seems to be okay with this system, and the fish seem to be happy with this system. Looking for my there they are. The Cories are in the back in the corner there with the cat. No wonder she's going nuts. The Cories are over there. Yeah, so the Cories and the Loaches. This tank's 2.8, 2 years and 8 months old. Yeah, isn't that nice? Almost to the day. Kind of cool. Everybody's doing great. The Cories and the Loaches get along. Possibly because I overfeed. I don't know. I spread out the food. I don't just dump it into one spot. You know, I use algae wafer pellets from. I went blank. OSI. Yeah. I want to tell you. So just a sec. I've gone. It's morning. I haven't had my breakfast either. Hold on a sec. I was just like, I gotta water change this tank and do a video. Oh, hold on a second. Grr. Okay. Omega 1. There you go. Veggies, rounds. I also use their shrimp pellets. Okay. Love those things. All my fishies love these things. They don't cloud up the water. They do sink to the bottom. They sort of hold their shape, sort of. Until the fish get hold of them. The fish go nuts over them. I just like that brand. And they have a high protein in them. They're not all fill. So, okay, I wanted to remind you that when, just like anybody needs reminding, to check your tap water periodically. We had a new company take over, and they built a water treatment facility and to remove some metals in the water. My tap water used to come out really high carbonate hardness and high pH. So I use peat in the two 29s, and I use driftwood in my smaller tanks to bring the pH down to a nice, safe level. Well, not safe level, but a nice level. And it works, but now I don't need to use the peat anymore. I just tested the water in here. I'm like, oh, it's like 6.7. That's low. And it's because the tap water comes out low. So I don't need to use peat in here anymore, so I'm going to pull that out. Trying to think what else to tell you. Yeah, this tank is this tank. I haven't been adding more fish to it because it's way at capacity or greater with the loaches. As you remember, I have 5 loaches, 5 scissor-tailed Rasboras, and 5 Cories in here, and a couple Plecostomus. I told you about my Plecostomus, right? Yeah, I thought I had 2 females. I didn't. I had a pair, and they bred. It was really cool to watch. The loaches ate most of the babies. I was able to salvage 6 of the babies when they hatched, and only 1 of them survived. So that he's in the one of the 10 gallons. I'm trying to catch him to put him into the other 29 because I just think he's very tiny. That was in January, in fact. It's kind of cool. It only took a few days for those eggs to hatch, too. It's pretty wild. The male babysat the eggs, just camped on top of them and kept fanning them. And in fact, where he is now. Let's see him back there. There he is. So I'm always keeping a lookout to make sure they're not laying more eggs. But I mean, it's kind of cool. The reason I thought I had a male and a female, two females rather, was because their bristlenose, and neither of them had big bristles. They were just poor specimens or effeminate, whatever. I will give you an update when the swords grow in, because I think they'll be gorgeous, and I'm looking forward to that. But otherwise, this tank just keeps going and going. And look at that Anubias. I really got to cut that thing. That's 8 inches of Anubias right there. It looks like hell. So, yeah, it looks like hell. But you know what? They're happy and they're growing and all the fish are happy. And I don't know. I was looking for Whiskers here. Hey, Whiskers. I love my loaches. Gosh, yeah, there's no other updates to do here, people. It's a stable tank, and I'm enjoying it. And I have no plans to add more animals, because... Oh, there's an auto catfish in here somewhere, too. All by himself. I have no plans to add more fish, because this tank's done, you know. It's full, and it's beautiful, and it's where I want it to be. I just need to figure out the lighting, and then we'll be good. Have a great day.